back, everybody. David Plummer, high performance real estate coach and strategist with the DP3 organization. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite words, consistency. Right? What we find out in the real estate business is most agents just aren't consistent with the things they're supposed to do. I mean, I walk into a lot of offices and I have conversations with lots of agents. And the one thing I always ask them is, did you farm this week? Did you farm today? And the answer is always the same. Most agents say, no, I haven't done it in a week, I haven't done it. Well, what are you waiting for? Because consistency in the real estate business will get you everything you want. All your goals, all your dreams, all your desires, as many listings as you want, as many escrows as you need to close. It all starts with you being consistent. So today, I want to really break down consistency. And the first 5 here I got up here is all about what I call a grassroots. The grassroots principles, the underlying principles of what consistency is. So the first one is belief. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, consistency goes right out. If you don't believe that you're going to be successful in real estate, you're not going to do it every day the way you're supposed to. Because consistency is all about your ability to start a project, to do something, and 6 months later still be doing it, and even doing it at a higher level. And doing it from day to day, week to week, month to month. And doing it, if you start off knocking on 100 doors, and in 6 months you're knocking on 150 doors, and you've done it 20 to 25 days out the month, that's consistency. So, but if the belief is not there that what you're doing works, then consistency goes out the door. The second underlining is commitment. Are you committed to doing this? Right? Totally all in. Right? Commitment. So you can't be half in. I always say you can't be half pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. Right? So in real estate, you're really totally committed, or you're just interested, or you're just going to be a spectator, somebody on the sidelines watching. So when it comes to consistency, commitment means that I'm all in. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it every day. Because consistency is about my ability to get up every day and do what I know I'm supposed to do. And so that's where commitment comes in. Focus, number 3, underlining principle. Focus, the ability to stay the course. Regardless of what's going on, your ability to say, hey, you know, this is where I'm headed, this is what I want to do, this is what I need to do, and I'm going to do it every day. I'm going to do it every week. I'm going to do it every month. Right? So that focus, the acronym for focus is follow one course until successful. It doesn't say follow one course and then quit. It says until you're successful. And success comes from your ability to be really consistent in your efforts and what you're doing every single day. Number 4, this is big, it's patience. It's patience. See, most agents want it done now. Real estate is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This never has been. Can you make some money fast? Yes. But to build that consistent, repeatable income, it takes patience. Right? To understand that every day you go out there, you're not going to get a yes. You're not going to find a seller or a buyer or someone who needs to be pre-qualified. I had a conversation a week ago with a young man, and he's been prospecting for a couple of weeks, and he hasn't gotten really a serious lead. He's already frustrated. I'm like, you can't get frustrated. I told him, I said, how many deals would you like to do in the next year? And he said, I'd like to do 12 to 15 deals. And I said, great. I said, how many days do you plan on working? He would, because he's a new agent, he looked and said, well, I don't know. I said, let's put it this way. You're going to work, if you do this full time, 200 to 250 days. So I said, that means if you're working every day, 5 days a week, that 235 days, you're going to get no's. But all you're looking for is those 15 days that someone said yes. And at the end of that year, you got 15 closed transactions. It's been a real good year. And he said, you know what, I never thought about it that way. I said, well, that's why I'm the coach, I'm telling you, right? But there are going to be a lot of days that you don't get stuff, right? Lots of days. You can't let that get you down. You can't get frustrated. You got to understand, that's just one of those days. Because understand this, we're not smart enough to know that day that you said you didn't get anything, somebody is holding on to a flyer, somebody is holding on to a postcard, somebody remembers a conversation they had with you, and 6 months from now they call you, right? And and you ask them, how'd you hear about me? Well, I got this flyer. Wow, I passed that flyer out 6 months ago. And that was probably one of those days that you said, I didn't get anything. Right? But we don't know that if we're passing out 200 flyers or making 200 calls or knocking on 150 doors, we don't know who's holding on to our stuff. We don't know who we made an impression with, who's going to take our business card, put it in their wallet or put it on their desk or put it in a refrigerator, right? We don't know that. So be patient. Understand, if you give yourself 2 to 3 years to build this business, a strong foundation to build this business, it'll deliver you income for 15, 20 years that you can't get working for somebody else. It'll give you that time freedom, that financial freedom that you desire. And finally, I said value. Do you place value on the things you're doing? Do you put priority on the things you're doing? Because value will allow you to say, this is important. This is important to me. I have to do this prospecting. I have to knock these doors. I have to send out these emails. I have to do my video posts on social media. I have to do open houses. That's where I get clients, is when I'm prospecting, when I'm marketing. And more value you place on it, the more urgency it is. You get it done. So then when we look again at the underlining principles of what consistency is, it's belief, it's commitment, it's focus, it's patience, and it's value. Now with that said, I want to take it to the power of consistency, right? The power. So the first thing I put up here is accountability. And that's why I coach. I love assisting agents and holding them accountable. Because the more agents who are held accountable, they seem to get a spike in their business. They do more business. Accountability allows us to look at the end of the week and say, what did I do? What were my goals for the week? Did I get them done? And when you're consistently being held accountable week in and week out, there comes a point in time when you wake up and you say, hey, I got to either blank or get off the pot. Right? Point blank. And so accountability is huge. Even when you were an employer, or when you're an employee working for an employer, they held you accountable. If you didn't do your job, you heard. You heard from a manager, a supervisor, the boss, the owner. They let you know, hey, your performance is not acceptable right now. So the same thing in real estate. The power of consistency starts with accountability. Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Number 2 is measurable. It's got your performance has to be measurable, right? So the only way you measure it is by having goals. I want to knock on 500 doors this week. At the end of the week, I knocked on 100 on Monday, 100 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I met my goals. They were measurable. I was consistent with my performance. And so when we talk about measure, you got to be able to measure 6 months out to know if something works or not. Most people go a day, a week, 3 weeks, a month, and they say, oh, that doesn't work. Well, you didn't give it enough time. Again, when we talk about farming and you look at how a farmer farms, they don't expect crops a week later or a month later. They understand it's going to take 6 to 9 months for those potatoes to come up, or tomatoes, or whatever they planted. They have to give it time. It's got to be nurtured. So every day they're putting water on there. Every day they're turning soil and killing bugs and keeping birds from eating the seeds. They do that every day. So it's the same way with real estate. The only way that you build your business or find out if something you're doing is working is by your ability to stay in it for 6 months. Finish the job, right? Finish it, but it takes 6 to 9 months. Number 3, the power of consistency makes you relevant. Makes you relevant. The more people see you, the more they appreciate what you do. The more they see you, the more importance that you place on them and they place on you. But if they don't see you but every 6 or 9 months, you're not important. But if they see you every week or every month and the information that you're putting out is strong and it's something they need to hear and see, like most homeowners, what do they want to know? They want to know 5 things. What's on the market? What did it list for? What did it sell for? What did it close for? And how does my house compare? That's what they want to know. Now, we give a lot of other information, but I know when I get stuff to my house and it's a just listed or a just sold, first thing I'm looking at, what did it sell for? Is it like my house? Right? Oh, this is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Mine's is 4.3. doesn't match. But as soon as I get something that says 4 bedrooms, I'm all in. Okay, look at that. Okay, my house looks better than that. They got 700. I can get 750 for mine. Right? That's what we do. And that might not be the case, but that's what we do. Right? We always look and see what's compared. So again, relevance. Number 4, power. Repetition. Doing it over and over and over and over. The practicing of it, right? The doing it, right? A great golfer sits there and putts 200, 300, 400 putts a day. You know, a basketball player shoots free throws, 100, 200, 300 a day. You're the same way. Repetition of passing stuff out, knocking on doors, holding on, doing the things you know you're supposed to do over and over and over and over, right? Repetition. And it gets tedious. It gets boring at times. But you know what? You just keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. An actor goes over their lines over and over to make sure they got their lines, and they read that script 100 times to make sure that when it's time for them to speak, they drill it. We're the same way. We got to go out there and hold the houses open. We got to knock on the doors. We got to send out the mailers. Over that repetition, repeating it. And number 5, I put here, your message. This is good right here. This is really good because you control your message. You let the world know what you want them to know about you. Your brand, who you are, why they should select you as their real estate professional. You put the message out, right? That's on you. And whatever you want the world to know about you, you get to put it out there. On video, on paper, on radio, on billboard, or however, right? On postcards, or flyers, or on door hangers. You get to put the message out there. It's like McDonald's does a tremendous job of putting their message out, right? We see it. We see it everywhere, right? We see it in social media. We see it on billboards. We see it on bench ads. We see it in print media, radio, TV, magazines. We see it everywhere. They don't have the greatest food in the world, but they are the best when it comes to marketing their product, their brand, their name. You can't go anywhere in a city, any city, and drive 2 or 3 miles and not see golden arches, right? And not see them, right? Tremendous. I mean, their message is out there. If they didn't never put another commercial up for the next 10 or 15 years, they would still be because of the work they've done. And that's how you want to be. You want to flood your market. You want to let all your family and friends and neighbors and people, co-workers and people at church, you want to let everybody know what you do, right? You want them to know that you are the real estate agent. You want them to know that you can help them to sell, buy, do a loan, invest. That's your message. And how often you get that message out will determine how much business you get. And finally, number 6, the power of consistency makes you a top producing real estate agent. That's what it does, because I'll guarantee you the top 5 to 10% of real estate professionals anywhere in the world are really consistent when it comes to marketing, prospecting, being the first one in the office and the last one to leave. Right? They're real consistent at the number of appointments they have, the number of leads they get, the number of listings they take, the number of escrows. Why? Because of the consistency, because of the underlying principles of belief, commitment, focus, patience, and value, and the power of the word and accountability, measure, relevant, repetitions, message. It makes them a top producer. And I'm telling you, it doesn't even have to be in real estate, in any profession, in any trade. The best of the best are absolutely just more consistent at what they do than everybody else. Well, that's all my time for today. Until next week, you guys have a great week. And remember, be big, be bold, be different, be first, and be special.